Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite Chelsea YouTube channel. And today we're going to continue playing the series of games that we have been playing, which is the chess strategy for intermediate level players. And I've already logged in, warmed myself up, and just as I started recording, then this guy, I mean, as you can see on the screen, uh, you know, halted giving moves, making any moves. So, you know what? I just resigned. I don't care about rating. What I care about my viewers' time and my time as well. So, okay, let's try to look for a game. If we have white pieces, we're gonna continue with the London System game that a lot of you have requested. And if we get the black pieces, we're gonna continue with the Pirc Defense. So I think we got a proper opponent here, thankfully. If they play e4, we definitely gonna play d6, the Pirc. So that's what happens. I mean d6. All right, so now they have played d4, grabbing the center. And now here we're gonna just develop this knight to f6. So this game is probably gonna, that move is actually defending here. So it's probably gonna turn into the classical variation of the Pirc. Less Fian Shadow or the square bishop. Pirc or Pirc. I call it Pirc, but that's actually the mispronunciation of the Pirc defense. Alright, so they have decided to give us a check, but that actually allows us, that actually helps us because we wanted to play this move anyhow, and that helped us gain a tempo, and they have, they have pulled their bishop back. Now, I think we will continue because we want to target these pawns, so we will continue with the Czech Pirc defense style, which is like placing the queen here, pinning the knight. So let's do that. And here their best move is to play here, bishop d2. So if you guys are tired of playing against your opponent's e4 with e5 and don't want to play the other games or other openings, like for example the Caro-Kann or the Sicilian, you can play these kind of games, which is the Pirc defense, which is on board here, or try the modern defense. So these are kind of like, they call it hyper modern opening, where we do not play in the center, but we play in the flanks and attack the center from the flanks or from here, yeah. But the good thing about Czech Pirc is that is not a proper hyper modern, if I'm not wrong. This is like semi hyper modern. Like we have got some control in the center, and we are developing in the flanks. Like say for example, our queen came out early. Now they have set up our discovery to our queen. So let's back the queen up. Keep an eye on this weak pawn. b2 it is. Our opponent's name is Ron Malka or Malsa, I don't know, I cannot pronounce. He or she is from Peru. Have you guys ever been to Peru? I haven't. If you guys have ever been to Peru, let me know down in the comment section below. I can see his stats on the left side. Sorry guys, you can't see it because I have cut it out due to for the purpose of magnifying the screen. He's got a bullet rating of 1548, Blitz 1531, Rapid 1760, and Classical 1939. So this guy is a proper intermediate level player, and we are having the rating of 1700. We are also an intermediate level player. So, which means that those of you who are watching these games that we have been talking about, if you're an intermediate level player, I hope and believe that they're gonna be very helpful to you. And even if you're a beginner level player, you should take something away from these games and imply these strategies in your own games. So they're taking a long time. Okay, maybe they were calculating this move, but I kind of doubt that move, whether that's good or not. Here we have got a couple of options we could take or we could not take. Our knight is actually attacked. Hmm. Uh, I've faced this kind of push. I mean, if we go back, how can we go back? Okay, when the pawn was here, then their best move could have been, or best move is here, playing here, but they have decided to play in the center. Then they push the pawn, and instead of taking, what are we gonna do? I mean, the one I prefer playing is to put the knight here. So this might look strange that we are gonna double our structure, but actually, what you know what? This is controlling the center far better, and that's the best move. I mean, like uh, that one also, by playing here, we were also attacking this pawn, and now they have moved their bishop out of the queen's view. Now the queen and bishop both are guarding this crucial center pawn. So we are going to one day attack this pawn. But before that, let's capture this pawn. Now they will be recapturing here. And here we're just gonna, we do not want this push. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna intentionally make our light square bishop bad. So we will be placing our pawn here and target this pawn. And for that we need to dislodge this bishop. So this is the plan. So you guys see that we are already planning how to continue our middle game strategy. So like I just said that we need to dislodge this bishop, right? So that will be our plan, right? So what are we gonna do? We could play here, right? Hmm. And in that case, they could play here. No, not yet. Let's, you know what? That's that's definitely gonna be our plan. But let's first. We always talked about development is the key. So let's first try to complete or finish our development. Maybe here and here, putting a lot of pressure on this pawn by these three pieces. Here, here. Um, uh, could be a plan. Sorry guys, I'm just calculating myself. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Let's do that. Let's shadow out Oscar Bishop. So from the opening stage, we have already deciding what our plan is going to be, and at the same time we are going to keep an eye on what their plan is all about. So as my favorite grandmaster Simon Williams, mostly known as Ginger GM, has taught me that chess is all about pushing your own plans and restraining your opponent's plan. So I've learned that from Grandmaster Simon Williams. So they have, I don't know, the purpose of that move, because this pawn is well defended. So let's castle, finish or complete our development. So we will have to. That's what taught me. His lessons actually made me a better player, because in the early days, what I used to do is go with the opening books and try to memorize the moves, maybe 10, 15, 20 moves even I memorized. And then if opponent plays like out of the book moves, I used to suffer. Now let's go back to our plan. This pawn is actually want to come here one day, but we are actually putting a lot of pressure on this pawn. So probably they have miscalculated our plan. So they could have, instead gone there and come here to guard this pawn. So this is a very crucial center pawn. So if we can win this pawn, now we're gonna win this pawn, so we will be controlling the center better than them. So this is what we call playing methodically. Controlling the center is one of the methods. We learn about these methods, but we often tend to forget. So guys, do not make sure that you do not forget these methods at all. I mean, they could have still played there, but now they have decided to, play Queen E1. Maybe they wanna, I don't know, move their bishop somehow and tag this guy. Okay, let's take. So these are the little victories, or the positional battle that gives us the ultimate victory. So this knight is very strong, and their strategy should be, I mean, like if you wanna play chess, if you wanna improve your games, you should also think from your opponent's point of view. I mean, find out their best move. This is definitely their best move, taking this knight, because this knight is very strong here in the center of the board. They should try to get rid of it. And then how could they get rid of it? By simply capturing here. What could be the other ways? These are the little strategies you must follow if you're, especially if you're an intermediate level player and if you're stuck in your ratings like 1300, 1400, and then you're not progressing. Do not worry too much about opening. Just stick to free openings with white and free with black. Okay, so they have decided not to take this knight. Okay, and we have talked about the importance of that knight and that move. I mean, what is that move doing? Knight d4. They have decided to come here. What is it? I mean, they are maybe sticking with some kind of thing, discovery here. But this knight is guarded. Okay, I see. So they want to play, they want to push this one. Attack our knight, and then one day maybe if required, this knight is going to go back here with leaving a pawn here, this f4 pawn. So see that we are calculating or anticipating their pawn. So what we're going to do, we are going to, as Grandmaster Simon Williams has taught us, we're going to push our plan and or restrain opponent's plan. So here we cannot restrain them from playing this pawn. So let's better push our plan. Here this square is an outpost that I can see. So this knight also has the possibility of jumping here and causing nuisance in our camp. So let's stop this. That's also restraining their plan, right? So that's what we're going to do. Play here. And oh, by the way, now that we have full control on the center, we are definitely doing better. So you guys should always be asking about yourself whether, I mean, this is called the evaluation. You guys also need to build this habit of evaluating your position. Which pawn, I mean, what is your position? I mean, what is the best thing in your position? What is the worst thing in your position? What is their best thing and what is their worst thing or weaker things? So you're going to find those weaknesses and target them. So here, I think their best move to play here. That's the reason why they moved their king to here, right? And they're taking a long time. So this is like kind of like obvious move. So spending or dwelling more time with obvious moves is not gonna help you. I don't know where they're taking time. Yeah, so finally they have played that one. Now what? So they want to attack in our king side. And our king side is thanks to our Fian Shadow Square Bishop is the major defender. So they have attacked our knight, and where does this knight go? There's no point of laying back here and initiate this extent. What? If we can go forward, let's do that. I mean, let's come here and we'll be happy if the light square bishop, we can get rid of their light square bishop. Because our pawns are in light square here on the king side, so that's their that could be their major attacker. Um, this is also one thing you guys need to understand which of your pieces needs to be preserved, which of your pieces you need to let go or you need to exchange. So that's what we call bad pieces and good pieces. Okay, so they have decided to dislodge our knight, but now our knight can actually go here, right? Tag this rook, and this knight is gonna be strong here, but okay, that's what the bullet chess strategy. I mean, like going here, as well as putting pressure here. But now that since we are playing longer time control, we know that if we go here, then that's not an immediate danger because the bishop, their Daskar bishop is being guarded by their queen. So they could play here, attack our knight, then our knight is gonna go here, an awkward place. Or I don't see any good future. But what if our knight comes here and then jumps here? That's a beautiful. What's wrong? Come here and go there. That's a beautiful outpost. So let's utilize that one. We talked about outpost already. So if we can go there somehow, that's gonna be a sweet spot controlling major areas of our opponent's camp. Look at that. Look at that picture. Just looking at that picture, uh, I already have fallen in love. So they shouldn't allow our knight's positioning there. So that is our plan, right? And they should try to uh, restrain us from playing the moves that we want to play. A big shout out to Ginger GM Simon Williams. I mean, because of him, they have played the best move, I reckon. Now, let's also another strategy that I have learned from again, none other than Grandmaster Simon Williams. Go please check out his channel and make sure to subscribe. In this kind of position, we need to also think which of our pieces are not taking part in the game. Every pieces except this Lascar Bishop is not taking part in the game. So let's try to move this bishop and maybe this could be a plan guarded by this back knight here, opening up in the queen side. That could become a possibility. So we have been playing a proper Pirc defense. The C6 system. And here our best piece at the king side is this one. They could try to get rid of our Daskar bishop by simply going back here with their knight. Because playing here, this bishop also allows us to put our rook here, right? And then put a lot of pressure on their Daskar bishop. So they should address that. Or actually, if they go here, we could exchange their Daskar bishop. So their time is running out. I hope this is not gonna be on the clock. So we have got 4 minutes. I think you guys are unable to see it. So we've got 4 minutes and they've got about 2 minutes. Time is running out. So clock time management is another crucial thing. Yeah, Pirc Defense is, I often found out that is a kind of like opening where most of your opponents are, as they are unfamiliar with it, and as you become familiar with this opening, I mean, you can create a lot of pressure on your opponent, clockwise speaking. So they have played kind of like dubious move. I don't see the purpose of them playing that move. Um, Now let's continue with our plan. This one was our plan. So as we have planned ahead, we are now doing better, clockwise speaking, and putting a lot of pressure. So they have to quickly decide what to do. Pulling their bishop back is their best move, I reckon. Yeah, that's what they have done. Now again, let's think which of our pieces are not doing nothing. So this rook belong to here. Then yeah, um because we wanna one day play here, right? So that's why we need this rook here. Let's put it here. If allowed to. Or we could even play here. But they're gonna capture our knight and then win a pawn. So let's see what they play. So they are running out of time. They have taken a lot of time in the beginning of the game, and which is the reason why they're in time pressure. They're under time pressure, but nonetheless, we are definitely doing better. So okay, now I can see that the queen is queen. What is the queen's positioning here used to do? I mean, it used to also guard this square, right? But now it has moved here. Now, if we play here with our knight to this square, e4, and if they capture, then we recapture. Our pawn is going to remain in that square, right? So let's do that. I like that. Attacking their queen. Let's pre-move. I mean, let's pre-move this capture if it happens. And if the queen moves, then we could go here. We could have gone there. Yeah. So let's quickly go through the game. Thanks to our opponent. Okay, so with e4, d6, it was a pure Pirc defense opening. D4, knight f6, knight c3, and then we played g6, trying to fear shadow. So they gave us a check, and that check doesn't help them. Rather, it helps us as we wanted to play c6. That's one of my favorite moves. This is actually one of my favorite styles of meeting the Pirc defense or playing the Pirc defense. Um, when they want to play the classical style, and the bishop has to go back. Bishop e2. Now we play this is the Czech Pirc fashion. So the aim of that is to capture this pawn. So they need to address that one. and they played bishop d2. Now we need to put our queen back here because of this discovery and keeping an eye on this weak pawn. Notice that we're not threatening to take that pawn yet because this rook can cause a lot of discombobulation here. Or maybe we could have taken that one because our light square bishop is still here. But they have played a GPS move at the early of the game. E5 doesn't help them, but this is the move I recommend. I mean, like playing here and letting them to capture a knight. And so after recapturing, this looks like a double pawn, but actually is controlling the center. Now they have played, that was a good move they played. Bishop c3. We captured the pawn anyhow. DE5 and DE5 happened. Now we played E6. Now the purpose of playing that move is obviously we do not want them to push here. Let's go back. Say for example we played some kind of move like putting our knight here, development move, and they push this pawn. There is a discovery on our rook. So we don't want to do that. We don't want that to be happened. So that's why we played E6. Now they have tried to finish their development. So the same thing we try to do, finish development as quickly as possible. We're at the 11th move of the game. They castled, and we fianched our dark square bishop. That's why we played G6. And they took their king out of this kind of like, check because our queen's positioning here. I understand one day, because this gives us a signal that one day they're going to play here. So that's what they're doing. They're planning ahead. So we realized that one and we castled. And they played A4, grabbing a space on the queen side. Maybe one day want to play here. So what we did, we took our queen out of that, thing, and as well as pressuring this pawn. So playing here, I don't know. I think instead of, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. So what if they played here? Because they should have known or addressed that this is their weak pawn, and that's going to be decisive because winning that pawn is going to give complete control on the center by ourselves. So if I were white, I shouldn't have allowed that one. I would have fought as much longer as possible. So yeah, I mean, like winning the center is the decisive thing, and that's what we focused on. So they played A4 and we played Queen C7. We wanted to play this one anyway. And now they had to let go this pawn, and we captured the pawn with our knight. And instead of taking, they played knight D4. And the reason why is probably they wanted to play here. And we addressed that one. So we played a prophylactic move, A6, or restraining opponent's plan, and F4. This was the long anticipated move that we talked about, and they've wasted a lot of time. This was kind of like obvious move. We talked about it during the game, and yeah, that's the lesson we learned, that do not waste time on obvious moves. The move that you wanted to play from the early or maybe 2-3 moves ago, and you have calculated it, and you then again recalculate it and waste time. Time is precious, and they wasted I think a couple of minutes. So that was one of their major mistakes. So we plonked our knight here, knight c4, and they played b3, attacking our knight. So instead of jumping here in the center. So this is the thing we calculated. Had this been a bullet game, I probably would have played this one. But then I thought that, okay, wait a second. If we go there, what do I achieve? I'm attacking that rook, right? But what if the rook comes here, down here, attacking my knight? So our knight has to go somewhere like, maybe here or maybe here or maybe here. Either way, probably I am like helping them because they want to attack in the king side. So placing a rook here and then maybe coming down here, putting the queen here. So I had to quickly calculate that one and decided, okay, I'm not gonna play this one. Rather, I'm gonna play the knight here, backward move, controlling this square and this square. Okay, so if we could go there, then we're gonna control their camp. Like, wow, look at that picture. We talked about that picture here, here, here. That's like the ideal positioning of a knight. So yeah, they played the best move, bishop d3. And here we focused on development. I mean, the remaining piece that's not taking part in the game, our low square bishop. And they played h3. I don't really understand the purpose of that move. Maybe they wanted to play here. And then we played the rook a c8. I mean, attacking their dot square bishop. So bishop went back to b2 square. Now rook f e8, the last piece that's not doing anything. Now here, I mean, that was another decisive advantage we now have because I used to guard this square. We talked about thinking like from a square's perspective. So yeah, losing control of this square was not a good thing for them, so we jumped in immediately. And now that's where the game ended because we are now attacking their queen. I mean, this is gonna be I'm not gonna say that this is gonna be a sure win, but I'm surely gonna say that we are doing much better here. I think, I don't know, maybe -1 because of what? Because of we are controlling the center and um, we are gonna have a lot of things. I mean, like one day we're gonna play this one very soon, opening up the center. Because now if they take here, we retake, and then we're gonna push here. But before that, we play that one, and then if they take here, then before taking, we could try to move our bishop here, guard this square with our queen, or um, or maybe by simply playing here, f5, strengthening these pawns. Okay, we cannot move the pawn. Okay, let's do this one in virtual calculation. If they take our knight, we retake with the pawn. Maybe, for example, they put their rook here attacking our pawn. Here, maybe we play here and controlling the entire board. So, and this pawn is loose because this bishop is not there. Maybe we're gonna take this pawn and look at the beautiful queen side we are having end of the day. So this was a probable, most probable win game that we won on time. Thanks to our opponent and thanks to all of you who have watched up until this now. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe. And those of you who have already subscribed, I cannot thank you enough. And I'm gonna mention a couple of names, the subscribers. First is the Robert. Robert, I thank you very much. Hopefully, you have learned something new from this game. The second one is Frankie, my subscriber and a friend as well. Frankie, I wanted to play a London system, but I couldn't because I couldn't find an opponent. Maybe next time I'm gonna play a London system if allowed to. All right, so till the next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.